KURINJI Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
KURINJI Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Students, now in this video, so continuation of previous video ma. Okay, so pollinating agents are there, no? So that information only continuation. So in this video I have brought a lot of important points for Neet examinations. Am I right? Now hydrophily means definitely we know very well when the pollination takes place by water, no? That kind of pollination we will be calling as hydrophily. Now here hydrophily, when we will be noticing or when we will be studying of which one hydrophily condition, no? So we may think one point. So what is that? So definitely hydrophily means definitely all plants, means all plants which are present in the water definitely pollinated by the which one? Water we will think. But here, so even though some plants are present in water, will not be pollinated. So not pollinated by the water. So here that's why that first point itself I have given. So what is the point I have given? First means once you see there. So not all aquatic plants use water for pollination. So means even though plants are present in the water, aquatic plants means what are the plants present in the water? No, all plants will be considering as aquatic plants, but all aquatic plants will not use this water for the process of pollination. So now pollination by water is quite rare. Okay, pollination by water is quite rare in flowering plants. If you take a flowering plants, the pollination of which one flowering plants is quite rare through water. And sir, exactly quite rare, sir, means so few exceptions are there, sir. So here of somewhat information they have given, that is this, and it is limited to about 30 genera of monocotyledons. Means here now only we see all flowering plants are there, means all flowering plants are. So most of the flowering plants definitely not depends on the water, but some monocotyledons, means that is also up to 30 genera. Up to 30 genera of monocotyledons, so definitely pollinating by water. Okay, now hydrophily is of two types. So our knowledge point of view, let us consider. Okay, hydrophily, so our knowledge, our convenience point of view, let us divide it into two types. One is epihydrophily and the second one is hypohydrophily. First one is epihydrophily, second one is hypohydrophily. Epihydrophily point of view, pollination takes place on the surface of the water. Suppose if the pollination takes place on the surface of the water, so such kind of pollination we will be taking as epihydrophily. A point you understood, means pollination takes place on the surface of the water. So best example is Vallisneria. So already in our NCERT information also we seen, and one more example, a new example today I am giving you, that is Ruppia, RUPPIA. A also is there, but that submerged in the line. Okay, so that is Ruppia and one more is Vallisneria. Now Vallisneria is a dioecious plant. Dioecious plant means both male and female reproductive flowers. So definitely flowers are present in two different plants, means male plant separate plant is there as well as a female plant also separate one we can find out. Okay, that's why here what is the point I have written? Plant, dioecious plant, and flowers are unisexual. Flowers are there, and the pedicel of female flowers are long and coiled. Now here female flower stalk, or the flower stalk we will be taking as pedicel. No, so here the what is the pedicel of a female flower is there? No, that is long and coiled. Okay, long and coiled. So thereby here while explanation of a normal class public examination information, no, so what is information I have given? One, the female flowers are in a young stage, means before pollination. So before pollination, so female flowers has very short, which one? Short pedicel. But when it is comes to the maturity, no, so at the time it will be having long pedicel. And here coiled we are observing. So this particular coiled nature, when we can see, no, when these particular female flowers are pollinated, when female flowers are pollinated, so when once when these vallisneria flowers are comes to the equal level of the water, pollination takes place, or a process of pollination takes place. After completion of pollination, what is happening now? So definitely, so again what is a female flower is there, that one by getting of a coil nature again submerged into the water. One more time you listen. When the flower is before pollination, that flower is, or female flower is submerged in the water. For the process of pollination, it comes to the equal level of the water. After pollination, again that will be submerged into the water. So thereby, if within the water, suppose if we are observing coiled nature of like a female flower means, so what is the point here we have to understand? Already that particular flower is pollinated. Coiling nature you are observing with in water means, thereby what is the point here we have to say? That particular female flower is pollinated. Okay, now that's why here to give one clarity, here I have written like this. What is that? All activities of vallisneria takes place inside the water. What are the activities are there? Which ones? Vallisnerias. Okay, all activities of vallisneria takes place inside the water except pollination. So means all kind of major work or properties or the like activities takes place within the water only, except the process of pollination. Why? Because here the process of pollination taking place, once you see side heading, so on the water. So that's why here hypohydrophily illa, epihydrophily. Epi means upon. Already we have discussed so many times, no? Means here the water pollination taking place on the surface of the water. So that's why here this particular vallisneria's reproduction or the pollination phenomenon, so we will be taking under like epihydrophily. Means all activities of vallisneria takes place inside the water except pollination. Means pollination definitely takes place on the surface of the water. Next one, hypohydrophily. Hypohydrophily point of view, pollination takes place inside the water. Definitely the process of pollination takes place inside the water. So what are the best examples means? Textbook example Joostera marina, so sea grasses, and one more is hydrilla also is there. But by referring of another material, so what are the examples now I am giving you is ceratophyllum, and one more is nudges, and one more is a ceratophyllum. One is a ceratophyllum and one more is a nudges. And Joostera already we have seen, and hydrilla also we know very well. So in these four examples, ceratophyllum, nudges, Joostera or sea grasses, and hydrilla. So in these type of like aquatic plants, definitely hypohydrophily means here the pollination process, everything takes place within the water. Now here few important points I brought for you. So what are the points? Now Joostera pollen grains shape is ribbon shaped pollen grains. Means the Joostera pollen grains are ribbon shaped. Don't forget ribbon shaped. In some other books, needle shapes also they have given. And so definitely without exine is absent. So same points already I have given a few videos before. So thereby, what is the point you have to save in your mind? So what are the pollen grains of Joshua is there? Now shape of the pollen grain is a ribbon shape and without exine. Okay, now Joshua pollen grains maintains equal or same gravity or the density with the ocean water or the sea water. So means our knowledge point of view, we know very well Joshua means water may without pollen grains. So suppose if these are liberated in the water means, so because of the very less weight, no chance is there to come out the above the level of water. But here when this Joshua pollen grains maintains the equal density with the ocean water or the sea water, automatically what are the pollen grains are liberated within the water within the level, no, so same level it maintains until completion of pollination. Means my dear students, one point you try to save in your mind means what is the point, no, pollen grains are very tiny and small structures, isn't it? So but that's why when these pollen grains are liberated within the water, no, suppose for example like one container one tumbler reversingly if you put in trying to put in water, no, so after when you leave, that one with the force it will come back. Okay, did you understand that example? Likewise here also, what are the pollen grains are liberated within the water, no, due to the less density or the less weight, no chance is there to come out. Likewise we will expect these pollen grains also will come out likewise, but here these Joshua pollen grains maintains equal or same density with the ocean water or the sea water. So that's why where these pollen grains are liberated, so these pollen grains maintains the same level so with the water. So thereby here definitely it will travel within the water and finally reach to the female reproductive system and it will be pollinated. So thereby, so that's why here I have written one point, thereby it will not come out. So because of the same density or because of the equal density so of pollen grains with ocean water, so what are the pollen grains are liberated from the Joshua marina, so it will not come out, so definitely will be pollinated within the water level. That's why my dear students, this particular type of pollination we will be considering as hypohydrophily. Hypo means ulle, within, okay, hypo, that is the meaning. Next one, let us start to discuss which one. Up to here let us have a let us consider as how like abiotic information. Now let us start to discuss the biotic information, or that's why biotic agents. So there, suppose if the pollination takes place through animals, we will be taking as zoophily. Suppose if a pollination takes place, if a pollination occurs by animals, so such kind of pollination we will be taking as zoophily. So now pollination brings about by animals. So that point I have already learned. Now generally in zoophilous plants, flowers are very large and attractive and nectar glands are present. Okay, means once you see there, suppose if any kind of plants are going to be pollinated, so such kind of plants definitely they must consist of, they must have very large in size and one more attractive nature. Along with attractive nature they must maintain nectar glands. So means here, so they must attract the insects. So for the attracting of insects, the size of the flowers must be very large and the nectar glands also must be there. These kind of plants are definitely we have to remember. So there, so that these points are very very important. So that's why my dear students, until completion of biotic factors, okay, biotic pollinating agents, we have to remember these points. Okay, now let us start to discuss entomophily. Entomophily means, so suppose if the pollination taking place or takes place by the involvement of insects, so such kind of pollination we will be taking as entomophily. So now here what is the main important point I have given? Once you see here, entomophily means the pollination which takes place with the help of insects. So suppose if the pollination takes place with the help of insects, so such kind of pollination we will be taking as entomophily. Now most of the insect pollinated plants, or most of insect pollination means up to 80% is occurred by 80% of pollination takes place by honeybees. Means here in biotic factors point of view, already in previous video also I have given among all biotic agents, so which one playing an important role in pollination means that the answer is honeybees. Okay, means most of the insect pollination means 80% occurred by honeybees. Next one, most of the entomophilous plants. Okay, most of the entomophilous plants are ornamentals. So here most of the entomophilous plants means what are the plants are pollinated through the insects? No, all these plants are ornamentals. Ornamentals means attraction, like attraction plants, or we can use for decoration also. Next one, ornamental plants utilize their maximum energy. This is a new point I try to learn. So now here what are the ornamental plants means what are the plants are pollinated through the insects? No, all these plants we will be now only we see no ornamental plants. Now these ornamental plants utilize their maximum of energy in this pollination process and develop different types of adaptations for attraction of insects. Means here what is information? So what are the ornamental plants are there? No, all these ornamental plants utilize their maximum of energy for the process of pollination and develop different types of adaptations for the attraction of insects. Now their flowers are attractive in color. So means what are the which one entomophilous plants are there? No, so these kind of plants flowers are attractive and a special fragrance also is there, fragrance and a sweet smell. So special fragrance also we can observe, and along with the attractive color and a special fragrance we can find out the presence of nectar glands. So means nectar glands are the special fragment will be liberated and definitely maintains the special or the attractive colors to attract the insects. So likewise some more information so we can be seen. Now here one more information. So now here pollen grains of insect pollinated flowers become sticky due to the presence of pollen kit. Already one point we have seen. So what is the point here we have seen? There pollen grains, so first line pollen grains of insect pollinated flowers become sticky. So this particular point in yesterday's videos we see now in previous video. So when the pollen grains outer surface is oily nature and yellow in color, so definitely that particular oily nature or that particular substances protects these pollen grains from the harmful radiations. So such kind of sticky nature of the pollen grains we will be taking as pollen kit. We learned now in previous video that particular point. Means here why? Because now here the pollen grains or pollen grains of insect pollinated plants or insect pollinated flowers become sticky. So due to the presence of pollen kit. Pollen kit means just a sticky nature of substances are present on the surface of pollen grains. So that kind of phenomenon only we will be taking as pollen kit. Next one, the liver mechanism. This is important. The liver mechanism or turnip mechanism. Just name try to remember. So they will not ask a detailed information regarding this one. Just a name. So what is the name now here we are discussing? So that particular point is the liver mechanism. LEVER, liver mechanism. Okay, liver mechanism. So or turnip mechanism is found in salvia or salvia. Okay, salvia. Okay, now these are salvia plants. What is the condition we can see? No, protandrous condition we can found in salvia. Okay, protandrous condition means there even though it is the particular flower is bisexual in condition, so male reproductive system only is developed earlier than the female reproductive system. So that particular example we can see in salvia. Okay, but here in salvia, one example you try to remember, lever mechanism or turnpipe mechanism we can find out in salvia. Okay ma, so next one, some of the flowers. So here what are the points? Here I have written now, all points are important ma, which are now we didn't discuss in regular classes. So now here what are the points? Once you see. Now some of the flowers have some of the flowers have attractive bracts. Emma, one more time you see there, some of the flowers have attractive bracts. Means here suppose bract means where we can see, so the leaf like structure, so leaf like structure, from this axil of this leaf like structure, suppose flower formation takes place, means that particular leaf like structure we will be considering as a bract, isn't it? So here if you don't know, so this particular information very exclusively I have given explanation in morphology of flowering plants in +1 video. So once you go there and you can watch regarding bract, stipule and remaining different types of differences. Okay ma. So now some of the which one flowers have attractive bracts. Attractive bracts, that is bright and colorful like petals. Means here this bract, how it will be, no, these are all will be like very bright and colorful like how petals. Okay, means what are the bracts now till now means we are observing here, no, attractive bract. All these bracts are bright and colorful. Okay, like how petals. So they are called which one na, petaloid bracts. Petaloid bracts means here the bracts are developed into like petals, no, that's why here that kind of scientific word we will be calling as a petaloid bract. Okay, best example bougainvillea. Emma, bougainvillea. Next one, next point. Yucca plant develops a symbiotic association with an insect, Pronuba yuccacella. Pronuba yuccacella, it is a moth. Okay, this particular point we have seen in our classes. One more time, once you see, yucca plant develops a symbiotic association with an insect. Insect name is Pronuba, P-R-O-N-U-B-A, Pronuba yuccacella. Pronuba yuccacella moth. So a normal name is Tegeticula. Okay, next one, the pollination in yucca takes place only by Pronuba yuccacella female moth. Okay, means here the pollination definitely takes place by the which one? Pronuba yuccacella female moth. Don't forget, this point is important. You can forget, no problem. But moth insect, moth at least you try to remember. Pronuba yuccacella also you can forget. But yucca plant are definitely having association or the symbiotic association with the moth insect. Okay ma, so moth insect. So why? Because here these two members, means here the yucca plant depending on the moth insect and moth insect also depending on the yucca plant, means vice versa. Okay ma. Next one, the pollination in yucca takes place only by the moth, female moth insect. This particular point also once you save in your mind. Next one, this insect. So what is a moth insect is there? No, that particular moth insect lay eggs in a ovary of a flower. Actually where it will in a ovary of the flower means at locules. Locules means empty space within the ovary we have seen now. So in a empty space we can find out the laying of eggs of moth. Next one, the life cycle of both organisms, or the life cycle of both plant, which one, plant and moth, no, depends on each other. Okay, so that particular phenomenon also try to remember. Next one, the tallest flower of Amorphophallus. So the flower itself, it is about 6 feet in height. Don't forget, tallest flower of Amorphophallus. So here what is the importance? What is a flower we will be observing? That particular flower has how much of height? 6 feet in height. 6 feet in height. Once you see the process of pollination is the same as yucca. So means in a tallest like a flower is there, no, of Amorphophallus. There also here the pollination takes place like a means of yucca, means it provides a space for laying eggs. Means here this particular Amorphophallus. So how this yucca plant is got pollinated, no? Like Amorphophallus also is pollinated by the yucca plant, and this particular which one, amma? So Amorphophallus so provides or Amorphophallus ovary provides a space for the laying of eggs. So thereby here exactly, so they didn't give means here yucca means like it provides a space for laying eggs. They didn't give proper information here, but what is the point, no? How yucca plant provides suitable conditions for the moth, no? Like that. So even Amorphophallus also definitely so helps out to the yucca or moth insect for laying of its eggs. Next one, trapdoor mechanism. One more that is trapdoor mechanism is found in species of ficus. Trapdoor mechanism. So trapdoor mechanism we can found in a species of ficus, people or fig plant. Okay, for pollination by wasp insects because of the which one, hypanthodium type of inflorescence is present. So trapdoor mechanism. So here what is the point? Just one point you try to save in your mind. Trapdoor mechanism, TRAP, trapdoor mechanism we can find out in ficus species. So here the pollination also takes place by wasp insect, and here if you see there, no, because of the presence of hypanthodium type of inflorescence, no, fruit like inflorescence we see, no. So in morphology I have given explanation. So hypanthodium inflorescence is being like fruit like inflorescence. In a fruit like inflorescence we can find out the trapdoor mechanism. Next one, Aristolochia, last and final example, that is still so many examples are there. So but here I will conclude with this example. So Aristolochia, so their fly trap mechanism. In Aristolochia, fly trap mechanism is found for the process of pollination. So this flower is known as pitfall flower. Once you see here, pitfall flower. Pitfall flower. Which one? So in Aristolochia, fly trap mechanism is there. So that is found for the pollination. So what is a flower is present in Aristolochia is known as pitfall flower or up to here. Okay, pitfall flower we can see in Aristolochia. Means what is a flower is present in Aristolochia, no? That particular flower we will be calling by one more name, pitfall flower. Now one more example. So one more example, I said here last one, but over here one more example is there. Orchid ovaries. Orchid ovaries means in organisms and population topic, I think so we have learned, no, suppose when orchids are when orchid flowers are arranged like a female flower, no, or a female which one, female wasp like structure, no, male flower it will see and it will watch and it will come towards that one. Automatically what is happening, that particular flowers will be pollinated. Likewise we see now. So there in orchid ovaries, the flowers are pollinated by wasp. So in orchid plants, no. So when this particular wasp is going towards the orchid flowers, no, there. So what is definitely pollination takes place. So here that particular pollination we will be taking as a pseudo copulation. So means here, so because of the wasp, no, that particular orchid is like pollinated. Means here the appearance and the odor, smell of a flower is like a female wasp. Means here orchid ophratis plant flower is there, no, that particular flower maintains what is that appearance as well as color of that particular flower also maintains like female wasp. So when this particular flower of orchid maintains appearance as well as same kind of a fragrance, no, so male wasp is attracted towards the orchid, so thereby pollination takes place. So that particular pollination only in terms we will be calling as pseudo copulation. Next one more example here I didn't write, but I will give you Rafflesia. We know very well now. So Rafflesia plant, no, pollination is brought about by fly. entomophily amma. So means and here so here meat smell will come, no, roasted meat means like roasted meat smell comes, no, that particular plant flower is Rafflesia, and dispersal of seeds occurs by elephant. So means here in Rafflesia the four odor like roasted meat means like contaminated or like our subject point of view like decomposed meat like madri, so smell comes. So from where? The flower of Rafflesia. So there that particular even plant also, the flower also is polluted by means pollinated by the some kind of flies. That particular flies name also carrion. So carrion or the carrion type of flies are there, and what are the flower or what are the fruits are there of Rafflesia, or the seeds, all these seeds are like dispersed by the elephant. So likewise still a few points we can discuss. So 1 or 2 points are there remaining under like where in entomophily. In the next video definitely I will cover those bits for you. So this is small information regarding hydrophily. Under hydrophily, epihydrophily, hypohydrophily. Next one, biotic agents point of view, zoophily. So in a zoophily, entomophily information. So biotic information means biotic agents means if the pollination takes place by animals, that kind of pollination only we will be calling as a zoophily. In zoophily, now till now we have been discussed regarding the information of entomophily. So in entomophily also most important points, so there majority means here most of the insect pollination is taking place by the honeybees. Next one we have seen liver mechanism in a salvia, and yucca we seen in yucca also. Next one tallest flower Amorphophallus we seen. Next one one more in a ficus we have seen trapdoor mechanism, and in Aristolochia fly trap mechanism we have seen. So this is a small information regarding which one biotic agents are there entomophily. So still 3 or 4 points are there in a continuation of entomophily. In the next video I will give you. Thank you and be safe at home.